Well, good morning, everybody. Here we are on, I think, day 9. And yeah, we're just tucked into our little cove here, James Bay. And there was a little bit of a party going on the beach last night. Some of the local kids were down playing some music and stuff. Nothing big, just having some fun, blowing off some steam. It was kind of fun. But I sure didn't last long last night. Man, I'll tell you, I turned out the light. I read for a little bit, turned off the light, and I was out. Yesterday was a long day. We did, I think, 37 miles, which is our longest day so far. And it was 12 hours. So it was all sailing right from start to stop. So a great day all around. So anyway, it looks like it's going to be pretty light wind here today. Right now it's just super calm on the water. And we've got some smoke here, I guess, from some fires not too far away. That's making it look a little bit hazy. So just finishing up my cup of coffee here, and gonna get cleaned up, and we'll get going here about half an hour or so, something like that. I gotta clean up the cabin. It's starting to look like a thrift store blew up in there. Anyway, I'll get at that as well at some point. And away we go. A little following wind here again today, just a nice light breeze. Beautiful. Looks like it's a little bit more wind out in the open water. So we'll see how we do when we get out of the bay here. Here's the fleet. Here's Brian. And Dante. And all the way around to Andrew and his fancy tan bark sails. So Marty made it back yesterday. He got to South Bay Mouth with his boat, and he's so funny. He's just hitchhiked all the way back from South Bay Mouth on the south side of the island to Little Current, which is up on the north end of the island. Some kind soul gave him a ride. He went up there, picked up his trailer and his car, and ended up back down at South Bay Mouth again. So he's all set to hop on the ferry and head back down to Tobermory. All right, so we got the full-on sailing sombrero on here today. The sun is just beating down. It's not hot, but just got to be a little bit careful. Yeah, we got a nice little breeze here. We're doing about, I don't know, about 3 knots, I guess. Just poking along. And yeah, you can definitely see the haze from the smoke along the shoreline here. It's you can't smell it too much here today, so that's not too bad. Anyway, we're just going along here. We're going to check out another anchorage area that one of our other members, Eric, was telling us about. Not too far up here. It's on the way, so we're going to swing in. It's called Burnt Island Bank, I think, something like that. Burnt Bank, something like that. Anyway, there's a bunch of shoals, rocks, little islands and stuff, and he said there's some good little hidey holes in there. So we're going to take a look just to have options for next year, and yeah, see how it looks. Just have a look at this shoreline here. It's just beautiful. Very remote. We rarely see other boats on this part. So basically, for about at least half of the trip, it's pretty remote. We've seen maybe 3 other boats, something like that, the entire trip on this side. Once we get around the north side of the island, then it becomes a little bit more inhabited, and you'll see a few more boats up there, but back here, not so much. All right, so I've come up with this little setup here for running downwind. And basically what I've done is I've taken my pole, it's this little spinnaker pole, and I attach it here to the coaming. You just clip it to the coaming. It comes up like this, and it sticks out the way I've got it set right now, probably a little over 2 feet, maybe 2.5 feet. And it gives a really nice set to the jib for downwind. And it's so easy to set. I just pull it in out of the cockpit, clip it onto the sheet, and then just jam it into the cockpit's hatch combing there. And away you go. There's no going up on deck. You don't have to fart around too much with it around the shrouds. You're not trying to push it up close to the clew of the sail or anything like that. It's just nice and simple right here in the cockpit. It works great. This pole here is actually adjustable in length. I'm not sure if you can see it. So I can set it out further or bring it in closer depending on the wind direction. Works really nicely. Wind's picking up a little bit here. Nice following wind. And obviously following seas as well. We're just kind of surfing along here. This is just fabulous. This is like some of the most perfect weather that we've had. You can hear the boat, the water just hissing under the hull as we surf down the waves. It's beautiful. All right, so this is where we're headed. We're just kind of coming around here now by the nest. And we're just going to loop around here and head up and check out this area here. This is called Burnt Island Bank. And we're going to get back in here. Apparently there's some good little anchoring spots, etc., etc. So we should be there probably in about, I don't know, an hour or so, something like that. We might stop for lunch in there. So I'm thinking what I'll do here is maybe I'll just heave to and wait for the rest of the guys to catch up, and then we can discuss a plan on how we're going to enter into that Burnt Island Bank area. So for heaving to, basically all I do is I pull the jib in here on the opposite side, so it's backwinded, and then you keep the rudder going the opposite direction. And I find I play with the main a little bit so that it's not luffing too much. I shade it in a little bit. And if you wanted to sit like this, like to have your lunch or something like that, you can see it's a pretty calm motion. It's the boat just kind of drifts along. You're not getting slammed about. You can eat your lunch or whatever. If you just want to slow down like I'm doing, waiting here, Brian's coming up, so we'll chat about our plan. This is the way I eat lunch sometimes when I'm out in the open water and I don't want to drop my sails. Brian's just going to tie in a reef here while we wait for the other guys. Yep, he's got it done. You can see it's wind conditions are picking up here a little bit. Here comes Andrew. Looks like there's one anchorage on the north side of this bank and one on the south side. So we'll check the south side first and then we'll zip around to the north. Check out Brian, Mr. Relaxation in his easy chair over there. So everybody's shortened sail a little bit. Dante's up on the foredeck there right now. He's taking his jib down. And Andrew's up ahead. He's got his jib down and a reef in. And Brian's got a reef in. And I just took my jib down. Let's settle things down a bit. Gotten really sloppy in here. There's cross waves happening. It's really confused seas. So we've got the wind coming from directly behind us, but then it looks like there's a wind shift kind of from the island over there, or the point rather. So we're getting seas coming from behind and from the side. Sloppy. Well, wind settled down a little bit here, so put the jib back up. Just nice. The seas aren't quite as confused as they were a little while ago, which is nice. Perfect temperature here today. We're just going to go around to the north side of Big Burnt Island, check that spot out for anchoring. Probably drop the anchor and have a little spot of lunch. Alright, here's our lunch stop. Here comes Andrew. Ready to go for lunch. This is just the north side of Burnt Island. Just like a little indentation. Not a lot of coverage in here, but it might be good if you're kayaking. You might be able to pull up on shore and camp. I don't know, stealth camp it. Rocky kind of shoreline as usual. Well, the chef has arrived on the good ship Dobby. Right here, Boyardee beef ravioli. And you can have it in French too if you want. Look at that saucy goodness. 3D ravioli. Dante's having a bit of an issue with his sail track. He's just getting it sorted out with some hose clamps and a bit of tape. Not duct tape, actual sail tape. It's so fancy. Well, the wind sure picked up again. I'm down to just a reefed main now. Took the jib down. It's humming out here. Anyway, we're gonna make our way around this shoal area here and head up towards Haywood now. Doing 5.5 here, just under a reefed main. It's humming. A little dicey. Well, we're heading back to windward a bit here now and got the jib back up. One reef in the main. It's got to be blowing about 20 knots here at least. Zipping along pretty good. A bit sloppy again. We had sort of those cross waves where they're coming in from one island, behind one island, and then also another island. And holy smokes, that's messy. So we just pulled into Haywood Island here. There's like a little channel in the middle of the island. So we're just finding ourselves a nice spot to drop the hook. Back there's like a basin and it was full of big boats. Ooh. There's about a dozen of them in there. So we decided to just find our own little spot. Nice and quiet. This is all connected here. Lots of cool little hidey hole spots to get into. And here's our little spot. We're all kind of tied on two anchors. And you can see Andrew at the back. And there's Dante. And there's Yegi yapping away. Anyway, time for some dinner now. Well, good morning everyone. Here we are, day 10 on the Manitoulin 250. Should be our last day today. We're heading over to Little Current this morning and we gotta wait for the swing bridge. So when the bridge opens, it's open for 15 minutes and then it closes for 45. So we gotta be there at the right time. It's a really old bridge. We'll try and get some footage of it. Kind of cool. Anyway, nice day right now. Really super calm. So we might end up doing a little bit of motoring here, but we'll see how the day progresses. This has been a great little anchorage. Super, super calm. Time to go!
Is there a certain hour you want it for the bridge by?
If we can get there for 11, that would be good. Gives us 3 hours. This certainly has been an epic adventure, I gotta say. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. We've had a little bit of everything here. Calm wind, lots of wind, a little too much wind, headwinds, tailwinds. We even had a little bit of a thunderstorm. Not too bad. That's one thing we didn't get, was a big honking rolling thunderstorm, which I'm okay to do without. We've had those on plenty of trips. I just love it back here though. You get in amongst all the trees. Again, no houses, no cottages, no nothing. All right, so we're on our way. We're gonna try and make the bridge opening for 10 o'clock. So got a little bit more power going here today. And man, it is scorching hot in that sun. So I put the bimini up for a little while here so I don't get baked. Bacon and potatoes, bacon in the sun, baby. Alright, so it looks like we're going to make the 10 o'clock here. It's about 5:02 and the bridge is just up ahead. So the bridge is like a one-way traffic thing. So there's a stoplight at either end. Northbound gets a chance, southbound gets a chance. They just keep flipping it back and forth, and every hour they spin it for 15 minutes and open it up for the boat. So anyway, we'll try and get some footage of it here in a minute. There's the old bridge. Should start swinging here any minute. It's just turned 10 o'clock now. You can see all the boats lined up, just awaiting. Just the other side of this bridge is our final destination. Back to where we started at Spider Bay Marina here in Little Current. There she goes. Starting to spin a bit there now. It's only about 17 feet of clearance here, so even my little Potter would probably ding the bridge here. There we go. Party barge coming through here and a tugboat. North Channel Tours. But out for a nice sunny day. That's a cool looking little tug. Peter, where are you? That's for you, buddy. A big old piece of steel. You see the fellow up there in the control tower with his orange vest on. There we go. Bridge behind us. Well, this little town really seems to be all about boats. Just like marinas all the way down this little shoreline here. it. Woo! Here we are back in Little Current. Well, folks, we made it. And this by far has been my favorite trip we have ever done. And we're already getting people putting their name on the list for next year. So we're going to get cracking on the planning for next year as well. And we'll put out the announcement. We'll let you know when it's going to be. And definitely block it in on your calendar because it's going to be one that you don't want to miss. Until we see you next time, folks. Thanks for joining us on this epic adventure, and keep smiling, keep sailing, and get your Potter on the water. Bye for now.